All the sports day today. Morning, y'all. It's a very exciting morning this morning. It is someone's sports day. So I have a busy day of watching sports. So yesterday's question talking about the mental side of golf, and obviously very clear that it's very much in everybody's mind as a huge part of what gives them enjoyment or not, even to how it affects their everyday life in some of the comments. It's interesting, isn't it, how we all deal or cope or not with it. It's so interesting, we're actually going to dedicate today's vlog to it. I'm often known for gamesmanship, which is kind of what I was getting at with the mental side, as well as maybe often being relatively happy on the course to having the odd sulk fest too. So we're going to dedicate today's vlog to the subject. Let's discuss it. If we're allowed to, I don't know, it probably offend someone somewhere down the line, but we'll give it a go. So today's question, what's your favourite links course that you've ever played? Post comments down there, let me know. Favourite links golf course you've ever played? I know some of you might not have ever played it. I remember playing with a 15 handicapper for the first time they had ever played on a links course. They'd been playing like 3 years, and we played on the partner course, we wanted to play on a links course, and it blew his blooming socks off, it did. Like, he just didn't know what to do. It was such a different test for him. So favourite links course down there. Hit that thumbs up button as always. Don't not hit the thumbs up button if you're watching the daily vlogs and enjoying them. Just do us a favour and hit them. Go on, hit that thumbs up. And don't be afraid to subscribe if you don't already. It's only good. Kind of just lets you see all the other videos really without you having to kind of seek them out. Today is what day?
My sports day.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
Good thing. All the sports day today.
Don't you have to go to school in sports clothes?
No, she changes while she's there.
Yeah, we have Oliver.
Early work.
You do the register.
And you do the
probably
register.
in the register.
Register and change at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go, Milo. You'll just be stuck in classes, I guess, not sporting like some. It's embarrassing, isn't it? I got a question for you, Milo.
What? What's your question?
And Orla.
Yeah. What?
How much does the mental side affect sport? So how much does your
Feelings?
affect your performance?
Probably quite a bit.
Is that what you think?
But maybe if you're nervous, then
Yeah. Would that have a positive or a negative effect?
I think it might have a negative effect because feeling like scared to do it and stuff like that.
Okay.
If you're feeling like not very like good, and like yourself is not feeling very good, then it'll have a negative effect and you won't be playing any better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you feel not so good, so let's say you felt ill or you felt sad,
Yeah.
but I would argue that certain players' nerves make them play better. So I certainly remember playing in events that didn't make me nervous and I struggled to concentrate and care, but where the ones that made me nervous on the first tee I was very excited by, so that would make me focus more. Often meant I might have practiced harder leading up to it, knowing I was going to be nervous. Do you ever feel nervous before doing like a sport?
I don't know.
See, I would argue for Orla, it's just fun at the moment. So it's actually more to do with the expectations a lot than it is the nerves because of that. Let's get you to sports day. Let's just get you to school, brat. No sports day. Sports day done. That was all very heartwarming.
Let's answer your questions.
Hey Mark, this is Jay. After watching a lot of your videos, I finally had a lesson with a launch monitor, and that was enlightening. I found out that my path is more neutral than I would have guessed, but that my face to path tends to be open. The professional that was giving me the lesson said, well, think about the toe of the club coming around, and I'm sure that's good advice, but I wondered if you had anything for me there to get that thought turned into a consistent feeling. Cheers, bro.
Great that you're getting a lesson on a launch monitor, good to hear. Now, the term open, face open to a path, the bigger question is how are you doing that? Let me explain. Now, the reason the bigger question is how you're doing that is it will tell us how you should go around trying to fix it. So I can open a face to a path by twisting the club around this axis, and that can point the face right, but it does something to loft. Or I can open a face to a path by simply pushing the handle forward of the face, and if the path stays 0 straight, so going this way, the loft isn't manipulated, but the face to path is. Therein lies the biggest problem that I see in golf instruction. This is always overlooked, and I don't understand how you can... Anyway, let's not go down that route. We need to find out which one you're using, and obviously I haven't seen your swing, so I don't know. So 2 ideas. If you're hitting the ball high and to the right, using this axis to open a face to a path, then I would be looking at grip, wrist angles as you come down, and how you deliver your wrist angles. That manipulates loft, thus in turn face the path massively. So if you're just hitting decent shots off to the right, you're probably getting the handle ahead of the head a lot at impact, which is common also, so not lining down at the bottom very well. A feeling of almost flicking forwards can change the face to path relationship. But without knowing which one of those two, or if it's both dynamics that you're using to have your face open to a path, then it's very hard to offer the solution, which is why you need to think about those. Go have a look at your numbers again, see if loft is involved. Loft is the key that so many instructors I just see getting it wrong so often. Yeah, hope that helps. I think one of the big influences of on-course anxiety, pressures, mental issues of dealing with how tough you are or not, it's as much to do with what you play in and the format you play as it is just thinking it's golf only. So I now only play for fun. I'm lucky enough to play all around the world at some great locations, and I choose the people I play with. That makes a massive difference to me as if I want to play or not, including from playing with my daughter, to playing with Matt, playing with Sophie, to playing with Rory. I'm controlling the environment. Now for me, if I desired that competitive edge, that real kind of competitive spark I used to want, holding 1 out of 5 there is not good enough, then I would look for some other kind of avenues to do that. I used to get that and still do if I had the time through my tennis. So we never play medal, we always play match play because it works in the video much better, because it can ruin one person's day very quickly if they have a head off, often a lost ball for Matt or Rory. Apart from having the camera there, which adds different levels of pressure but more fun because we are all comfortable in each other's company, I think being careful in what you're playing and where you're playing is important. And I kind of often think people forget that. They put so much pressure on themselves when at the end of the day, you know, this is your leisure activity. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be there for you to be enjoying yourself. And if it is that competitive edge you want, that's great, but maybe make sure the expectations you have around them are realistic to your abilities, because I see that one tripping people up as well. And you see it in the comment section in relationship, say, to handicaps. It's very obvious that lots of people don't understand the handicap system, quite how it works, and how often you don't actually play to that handicap, which then in turn can add some real pressures to your golf, your mental state, and if you're enjoying the game or not. Sports Day girl picked up, Milo boy picked up. Did you hear about the Sports Day, Milo? Someone was very, very fast.
Did she do the running?
They all ran like crazy things in any direction they wanted to.
Yeah.
Come on, Conta. So let's talk about some tips, some ideas that I get my students to use to try and deal with anxiety, nerves. Number 1, put these away. Don't take them on, turn them off, leave them in the car. Don't get that annoying text, have that annoying phone call, that annoying Twitter battle. Put them away and don't let them disturb your fun leisure time. Next idea, nerves can be beaten, anxiety can be beaten. My chipping can make me anxious, so what I do is I work harder on it, or I choose to let it just own me, and that's to do with how much time I've got or not. But if I want to beat it, I'll spend the time to fix it. So work with a coach, work with someone who can help you understand what causes those bad shots in those certain situations, and work on them. Good idea, Milo?
What?
Thought so. Then the next one, I did this when I was younger. If you're getting angry, you need to ask yourself if it helps you play or if it's spoiling your game. And if it's spoiling your game, you need to actually spend some time practicing on controlling those emotions that get you angry. That doesn't mean playing better. That means working out a situation that's making you lose your rag, understanding that you're probably going to get in that situation again, and learning how to better deal with it. Now the flip side to that as well is sometimes that anger can be used. I used to use the anger when I was a competitor to make me play more. It actually could help me play better. I almost felt myself like McEnroe would. So I would either switch the anger completely off and then just write that day off, or I would use it as a weapon, become grumpy. So in match play situations, that actually can have an effect. Now we're talking gamesmanship, slight variation on the theme. And then lots of amateurs definitely do this one. This is one of my best tips. Understand your patterns with certain clubs in certain situations, and then trick those patterns. Try and move them. For instance, first tee, always cut my driver, goes in the trees on the right. Hit a 3-wood. 3-wood doesn't cut as much as my driver. Those kind of patterns. So even though the driver puts me in a better place, I just don't hit that driver enough to actually get in that better place. I'm 1 out of 10. 3-wood puts me in not as good a place, but it's in play 8 times out of 10. Understand your patterns and then use that data to improve your play. Do you reckon that's a good idea, Ola? She thinks that's a good idea. Last one, understand your expectations. Coach Lockie's a master at this. What Coach does is he lowers his expectations down, so then anything's a bonus. I'm not a great fan of this, but I do see it work for some people. I live in England, so I expect it's going to rain a lot. If I didn't, I would get angry a lot. There we go, thanks for watching. Tonight is paella night. Remember to hit the comment section up down below. Let me know your thoughts on today's question. Also, let me know if any of these ideas about controlling mental state help you, if it's something you've not thought about or not. Let me know, I'd love to hear. Hit that section up down there. Thumbs up the video as always. Don't be afraid to subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.